through my hair, and you linger like a haunting refrain, and I find you spinning round in my dreams like a bubble from a glass of champagne. Oh, train, like a sip of sparkling burgundy blue, and I find the vision of you like a kicker in a tulip or two. The thought of the thrill that you might give a thought to my plea cast a spell over me, till I say to myself, get a hold of yourself. Can't you see this never can? Go to my head, a smile that makes my temperature rise, like a summer with 1,000 Julys. You intoxicate my soul. Though I'm certain that this heart of mine hasn't a ghost of a chance in this crazy romance. Go to my head,
I hardly have to tell you that was the indefatigable Tallulah. Whenever I hear that record, I really don't know whether to laugh or cry. It's so enigmatic. I think it must date from the 50s, but what was she doing? I presume they were serious. It's terribly worn. I'm sorry about that, but I've played it to death over the years. And I guess no one has that recording now. It's quite a collector's item. At the time, I was told that, by an inside source actually, that they made 27 takes to get this one record cut. And it's only, like 3.5 minutes per side. So something was going on there. God knows what was going on. They couldn't edit then like they can now. They can splice in a correct word, they can splice in a correct note, but at that time they had to start from the beginning and go straight through the whole thing, and then start over again if there was a flub, and go straight through the whole thing. So that was quite a project. As it is, she screwed up on one of the verses. The lyric is supposed to be, the thrill of the thought that you might give a thought to my plea casts a spell over me. And she comes out with the thought of the thrill that you might give a thought. So, of course, she wrecks that line completely. And that foghorn voice is hardly one you would expect to produce a sentimental love song. The pitches wobble, make me very nervous, you know. And the lyrics and the phrasing almost don't come out. You just hanging on for dear life until she gets to the end. But I love it. I just love that recording, both sides. And there's something about it that's so nostalgic, such a touching, weird sort of mixture of being, enigmatic. That's about all I can say about that. She was born in Alabama and named for a waterfall down there called the Tallulah Falls, so that it makes her rather unique from the very beginning. To live up to the name of a waterfall, that's quite something to bear through your whole life. But anyway, there's the story of her visiting Alabama one Christmas, and perhaps she went against her better judgment, but she went and was revolted by the news that a party of relatives and old friends and neighbors had been arranged, just the very thing that she had hoped to avoid. Guests were gathering downstairs and waiting, and there was no Tallulah, so finally someone went upstairs to see what was happening, and she said she couldn't come down. She just couldn't see all these people that she didn't know and hear all these inane comments being bandied about, you know. So they pleaded and said, just let them see you, Tallulah. Just come down and let them see you. So she consented and came down. And she was very good. She just walked through the people, and they did offer all these inane remarks, you know, about, I remember you as a little girl, and you used to play on the porch across the street, and all those terrible things. There was particularly one elderly gentleman who was a nuisance. He really hung on to her. She kept walking away from him, and he kept following around behind her. And finally, when she was seated on the couch, he came over and sat down by her on the couch and continued.